It is a privilege to create. It is a privilege to sit with your thoughts and turn them into something real. To take an idea that only lives in your head and give it shape, movement, words, sound. That alone separates you from most of human history. For most people who ever lived, creation wasn't an option. They worked to survive. They followed rules they didn't make. Their ideas stayed private because being visible was dangerous. Silence wasn't a personality trait, it was protection. It is a privilege to create without asking for permission. To write, speak, build, post, film, share without checking whether someone in power will punish you for it. That freedom is recent. It's fragile, and it exists because others paid the price before you ever got the chance. It is a privilege to share your voice, to say what you think and not fear being erased for it, to disagree publicly, to question out loud, to tell your story in your own words. There are people who are alive right now who don't have that option. People who learned early that staying quiet kept them safe. People who still weigh every word because the consequences are real, but you don't have to calculate that risk in the same way. It is a privilege to be heard, to know that someone somewhere might listen, to know your words can travel beyond the room you're standing in. That was never guaranteed, not historically, not globally. It is a privilege to be where you are today, not because life was easy, not because you did everything right, but because you're still here. Your body kept going. Your nervous system adapted. Your family endured things that they may never fully explain. A lot had to go right for you to wake up today with the ability to choose. It is a privilege to have choices, to consider different paths, to change your mind, to start over, to want more. And wanting more is not entitlement, it's awareness. It's seeing possibility because you're alive enough to imagine it. Calling this a privilege doesn't erase the pain. It doesn't deny your trauma. It doesn't mean life was fair. It simply tells the truth. Access is power. Choice is power. Voice is power. And power will ask something of you. It'll ask for responsibility. And this is where boldness begins. Bold is not about being loud. Bold is not about being fearless. Bold is not pretending you don't care. Bold is using what you have instead of hiding it. It is a privilege to create. And choosing not to because you're afraid of judgment isn't humility. It's fear. It is a privilege to speak, and staying quiet to avoid discomfort isn't maturity, it's self-protection. It is a privilege to be visible, and shrinking yourself to stay likable is not wisdom, it's survival mode. Survival mode makes sense, but it is not where you're meant to stay. It is a privilege to take up space, to be seen trying, to be seen learning, to be seen imperfect. You don't need to scream. You don't need to be viral. You don't need to have the perfect words. You just need to be honest. Honest about what you see. Honest about what you believe. Honest about what keeps knocking inside you, asking to be expressed. It is a privilege to have a voice that can shake. It is a privilege to say the thing that you were taught to swallow. It is a privilege to make the work you wish existed when you needed it. Boldness is not comfort. Boldness is movement. Boldness is choosing expression over numbness. It is a privilege to be here, to be alive at a time when creation is possible, to exist in a moment where your words matter. And the least bold thing you can do with a privilege is pretend it doesn't ask anything of you. So create, speak, show up. Not because you owe the world something perfect, but because you've been given something rare. And bold people don't waste what's rare. This is day 71 out of 100 bold. I appreciate you. I'll see you tomorrow at 7 a.m. And remember, to act bold, you need to be kid brave again.